and a game away from a straight sets victory for this '84 Volvo Masters. Well played by McEnroe. Again, coming in behind that twisting serve, and on that volley catches the baseline, and then the easy backhand put away. 3 points to victory. Now McEnroe, like a fastball pitcher, keep waiting for that rising hummer to slow down, but that has not been the case. Well, double fault that time. Directs the blame at someone in the audience, which again does not endear him to this crowd. 15-all. But Collins has maneuvered downstairs. Will be at courtside. We'll get the reaction of John McEnroe or Yvonne Lendl, maybe both, to this championship match. Well, better than a half 100 points have been won by McEnroe at the net. 55 to be exact. Ross Schneiderman, our statistician. So match point for McEnroe. It's out. John McEnroe. 6-3, 6-3, 6-4.
John McEnroe. 6-4, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4.
An outstanding effort by McEnroe. Never lost his service. Total command, both at the baseline and certainly outstanding whenever he attacked. 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. We'll meet him when we return. Debate left as far as 83 is concerned. #1 in the world, John McEnroe. He's proved it here at Madison Square Garden in New York. He has defeated Yvonne Lendl in straight sets today, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 for the trophy presentation. Let's go down to Baldwin Wallace's own Bud Collins.
Being with us throughout this tournament and for being the kind of professional, faithful tennis fans that really do appreciate the quality that we've seen all week and certainly the last 2 days. I think that it's important that we see the kind of quality tennis that has made this tournament what it is. Over the last 4 years, 19 different players have shown us the breadth and depth of tennis today, and it has been our pleasure to have been part of it and to present it to you, along with the U.S. Open, which in my judgment makes New York the tennis capital of the world. on behalf of all of my associates at Chase Nationwide, I would like to present the runner-up check for $60,000 to a two-time former winner of this particular event, Yvonne Lendl. Yvonne?
I don't know what to say. All I really can admit is that John played very, very well, and he played great tennis, and he deserved to win. I will be back next year, hopefully, and try to get the title back. Thank you.
Congratulations.
It's now my honor to introduce you to Mr. Per Gillenhammer, who's the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Volvo Corporation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not here to listen to speeches, but let me just say that I have been wondering what excites these top tennis players, and I refuse to believe that it's money alone. I think it's New York, I think it's the garden, I think it's this audience, and I think, I must admit, I think it's the car also. And with that, may I say that we are pleased to sponsor with Chase this one of the great tournaments in the world and help organize it. And may I call on the winner, John McEnroe. Let me say that I don't think he has the best balanced temper in the tennis world, but the greatest touch. Than those, right?
Oh, well, first of all, I'd like to say that the money doesn't hurt. But I want to thank everyone involved, Volvo and Chase Manhattan, for providing us with what banks are supposed to provide us with. And it's always fun for me to come to the Garden. I've been a fan all my life in New York, teams. And I came here, I've been here every year since I was about 7 years old, so it's always great for me to come back, and hopefully next year I'll be able to come back and hopefully do the same thing. But please clap, please clap. Well, I want to thank my family and friends for coming out, and the people in the upper stands for inspiring me to play a little better. Thank you.
John Patrick McEnroe, you stood out here a long time ago as the Masters champion.
Ages ago.
Does it seem like ages ago to you?
I didn't even know I got to keep a car. That's how long ago it's been. I think.
And you're old enough to drive it now.
Yeah, well, I was old enough then. I was about 18 or 19 then, but it's a little more pleasurable now because it's been 5 years since I won it, and I think people were expecting me to win it a lot more, and it's always great to win in the Garden because, as I said earlier, I've been coming here as a fan since I've been about 8 years old, so it's always a thrill for me to play here.
Well, you have solved the problem, who is #1 for 1983. There can be no doubt in anyone's mind. But you yourself have also said this really is 1984.
Yeah, I think this is the first event in '84, man.
And what about John McEnroe in 1984? What kind of a young man are we going to see? What kind of a tennis player? What is it going to be like? What do you want it to be like?
Well, I just want to enjoy the sport more, and that will come from getting less involved with the controversy, and just try to stay healthy, knock on wood, because that's the #1 fear of an athlete, I believe, and just try to improve. And I think if all that happens, I think you're going to see me winning some big tournaments.
John, you were tremendous in serving today. You were about 70% on first serves, a ton of aces, particularly when you needed them. Were there any changes in your serve?
Well, I hadn't been playing too well at all, really, in the beginning of the week. It just all really started to come together. I got better as each match progressed, and today I knew I had to serve at least 60-65% first serves to keep them off balance.
That's high for you.
Yeah, see, I think that's, to nail it on the head, that's probably one thing I need to do throughout the year is just stay at a 65 to 70% level. Maybe just take a little bit off my serve, and that way I can keep the guys guessing a lot more. And it just worked that way, and I felt real good on the volley, and my touch was real good today. And
I'd say so.
It just, everything seemed to work out.
You were a Picasso out there with that racket. You're going to play Davis Cup. You've always played Davis Cup. John McEnroe has had his supporters. He's had his knockers, but you've always been there with USA on your back. And this year, you're going to be joined by James Scott Connors. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's great, just because I think we should, every year we play, we should be represented by the best players. And with Jimmy, it takes a lot of the burden off me, and I think that we'd be pretty tough to beat as it is now. Hopefully, he'll be playing the whole year, and if he is, I think that maybe you'll be seeing us with the cup again in December.
John, you've heard cheers out here, and you've heard boos.
That's true, yeah.
How have those affected you?
Well, I used it to my advantage today. It just depends on the given day. That's another thing I just have to work on. I just have to try to forget about it. The people just, I don't understand people like that, but instead of getting upset at them...
Do you think you provoked them to it?
I don't think there's nothing I did today that provoked them. You know, maybe
pass the ball into the net, that seemed to set them off.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious from that they're looking at anything whatsoever. I mean, that's just a competitive, in my opinion, it's just a competitive situation. I lost, you know, I was upset that I missed the ball by that little. But, I mean, if they want to look at every little possible thing, then they're going to boo things like that. But that's up to them. But I just, instead of getting angry at them, I just try to get inspired by them.
Well, congratulations. You're true #1 for 1983. It's a new year. But I want to tell you this. Yesterday on our show, you were talking about a football game that's going to be played in Tampa next week. And you said that the team from Washington you thought would win. Was that correct?
That's correct.
And we want to advise you that there's a mascot for the other team, a little fellow named Lyle Alzado, who's looking for you.
Yeah, well, tell him to stay away from me. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
That's good advice. But don't you stay away from us, John McEnroe. We're looking forward to seeing you in Paris, Boca Raton, London, everywhere.
Well, I wouldn't bet as much as in Paris as you would in some of the other tournaments, but I'd love to be there one of these years.
May I say, if you prepare well, you can win that tournament?
I certainly want to win that tournament, and hopefully down the road it'll be something I can do. But I'll have to work a lot harder than I have so far in order to do so.
Thank you, Master. Back to Dick Enberg.
And thank you, Bud Collins, and congratulations to John McEnroe. And a hint, there's one big one still left for him, the French Open in Paris, and of course we'll be there to see if he makes it in '84. We'll return in just a moment.